Okay.
She's going to talk about during the Depression.
During the Depression, they rationed the food, and they plowed up cotton and peas, and they killed the cows because it were too many. They thought it was too many in their diseases. They said the diseases were on cows. And then in that time, in 1936, that was Roosevelt was the president, and that's when Social Security came up. Yeah, and he's the first one that brought up Social Security, Medicare.
When was?
Say, ask me another question.
Okay, what was your first job?
My first job was working cleaning house.
What was your salary?
My first job was how much the salary? The salary was about $1.50 a day.
Is that a lot?
That's when I was going to school, Bishop. When I was going to school, going to college, I would clean the house for $1.50. I think a day. I had many things to do. I had to wash clothes and mop and make beds and all this for about $1.50.
What was your occupation during your adulthood?
My occupation, I worked at the post office a while, and then I worked at a place where they made straws to drink.
How many children did you have?
One boy. His name is Cash Black Jr.
When were they born?
Cash Jr. was born in 45, 40, something. I forgot now exactly when Cash.
What were some of your changes during your adulthood?
Changes?
Yeah.
We moved from Marshall, Texas to Chickasha, Oklahoma. And I was married then. And that's when my husband was a football coach there, and I was a substitute teacher.
What important world events were happening?
What event? During that time, that was in 44. That's when Pearl Harbor. That was World War. Say in 1940. That's Pearl Harbor.
Yes, Pearl Harbor.
World War II. And people were going places, leaving the country, going to the city at World War II.
Why? Why were they leaving the country?
Because they knew that they could go,
Where did you live as an adult?
I lived Chickasha, Oklahoma, about 10 or 12 years, and then moved to Los Angeles, California in 1950, and have been here ever since. I taught school here for a long time. Taught in Westchester about 6 years, and 3 or 4 years in Lundell, California, that's right here. And then the rest of the time was in Compton, California.
Were there any deaths in your family
I taught first grade and third grade, and then a couple of summers I taught Head Start.
Were there any deaths in your family other than your mom?
Any what?
any deaths?
Deaths.
Death.
Oh yeah. My brother died in while here, and one sister. Yeah, a brother and a sister. 2 brothers died.
What changes occurred during your senior citizen life?
Oh, I retired early because of my health. I was having trouble with my leg. So I retired. But after retiring, I still volunteer worked and I traveled. I went to Europe.
What type of volunteer?
Oh, I volunteered at hospitals for the sick. And then I volunteered at school, first grades and so on. So yeah, and then I volunteered. I'm working now in marathon Olympics, and I have walked in the Olympics too.
In Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles.
Los Angeles
Marathon, Los Angeles Marathon, and I was timekeeper too in the Los Angeles Marathon.
Did they include your thoughts on life and inspirations for future? Have you gotten to that?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was like.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
Okay. What were some important events that happened in your life? Did you already explain that?
Did I say what?
Did you already explain
okay.
some important events? Because you don't have to answer if you
Important events like what?
like World War II.
Oh, important. That was an important event going on this trip to Europe, to 11 countries, and seeing different scene places. Like, should I say some of the places of it? I saw the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and what's the name of that?
Is it Leaning Tower?
No,
Yeah.
that's in Italy.
And then the Spanish Steps in Italy.
Oh, the Leaning Tower pizza.
Leaning Tower Pizza, yeah, I saw that too. And then in London, I saw the Changing of the Gods, and the jewels.
The family jewels?
Jewels. And also enjoyed the theaters there in London.
But if you could change something or improve something that happened during your life, what would it be?
If I could change something, oh my God, I really don't. I really don't know what I could change.
Do you want to change anything?
Jan, tell me something to change. Maybe I don't know.
You don't have to change.
No, I don't have to change anything
Perhaps,
because
if you had gotten a chance to know your mother.
Oh yeah, maybe if I had known my mother a little more. I did not, because I told you I live with an aunt. They sent me to school, and I was very proud of that because working with different children, and these children came from foster homes, it wasn't too happy for me, and I felt very blessed to have had an aunt to live with.
What was your favorite job or place that you worked?
Well, my favorite job was 3rd grade students, teaching 3rd grade, because you could work them pretty hard. You could always give them plenty of work, and they'd always bring it in. And they were the type of children that would motivate you a lot, because they always ready to work. They loved it.
You should teach Michael then.
Me? You're right. Third grade was like that.
Huh?
Third grade was like
Yeah,
No,
third grade.
she should teach Michael.
Because me and Michael is highly motivated. Mia was highly motivated in third grade.
Third grade
They
is
just do
tops.
anything. They just so.
All you have to do is just give it to them, and they want to try to beat the others,
Yeah,
bring it
that's how
into
Mia
you.
now. Third grade.
I loved it.
How many grandchildren do you have?
One.
And what are their names?
His name is
How old?
Cash Black Jr., the third. Cash A. Black Jr.
And how old is he?
He's 12 years old. He'll be 13 in March.
What do you...
He's going to school now in Redland, California.
What do you think about your life today? What do you like? What do you dislike?
Oh, I feel proud of my life today. I feel like I have accomplished some things and still able to try to help someone. So I think it's beautiful.
And your classes that you take.
Huh?
Your classes and how you keep active in your classes you take include.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention that.
Yeah, include that.
Class.
Do you think it's easier living today? Why or why not?
You think things are easy today?
No.
I thought you were going to
Do you
include
think
those classes that you take.
Where?
You know, all the classes, the Spanish class you take in there.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't say that about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Since I've retired, I've gone to Spanish class, and I've enjoyed it very much, and find myself very busy with different things. Senior citizen activities.
How many places have you traveled to? What was your favorite place?
Oh, that's a place. I've traveled. Oh, one of my favorite places was London, and the other place was Canada, Vancouver. Those are places I really like. I've been to Caribbean too, but my favorite was London, and Amsterdam was a nice place too. I thought that was a real nice place.
How do you keep healthy?
Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii is nice too. Yeah, I've been to Hawaii.
How do you keep healthy?
How what?
How do you keep healthy?
How I keep healthy? I try to eat mostly fruits and vegetables.
And you work out.
And then I work out at the sauna. I go to the spa and work. And then I go walking 5 days a week.
How many miles?
How many miles? About 3 miles a day. 5 days a week.
Say that you cook greens.
Huh?
Say that you cook greens.
She said healthy.
Oh yeah.
Healthy food.
Yeah, I cook vegetables. Those
Vegetables.
Greens, vegetables come on greens and all that stuff. Did you eat any greens?
Not yet, because you're still fun.
I haven't.
Yeah.
We got so much food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you should have brought me some of that turkey.
It's just about gone.
Oh my goodness.
It's only in a little
nice.
plastic bag.
Huh?
It's only in a little plastic
But
bag.
one thing about it, it was most delicious. You really baked that turkey.
That it was, it came from that same place that I got in
Okay. Has anything ever surprised you in your life?
Yeah, there are a lot of things that surprised me. I was surprised when they, that first ride. That surprised me. I didn't know, the ride. The Los Angeles ride. 26 years ago, that was a great surprise. And people came, I was living not too far from 77 police station, and they crowded up there, so, yeah.
What's the Los Angeles ride?
Huh?
What's the ride?
The riot she's talking about.
Oh!
That's when
Martin
people,
Luther King.
when Martin Luther King, when they burned the city, the
That's
stores.
important event.
Um,
Where were you when Martin Luther King died? That was a good question.
Yeah. Well, Martin Luther King, let me see now, where was I? Oh, here? I was here. Because I remember
Were you
they
teaching
put,
school? Or?
yeah, I was teaching in school. But it was on I remember I was on Broadway. And I was getting my hair done on Broadway. And on their way home, they told people to put the lights on, you know, to save it. Yeah. That was in the 70s, wasn't it?
60.
60s.
Oh, what? Where were you?
Also the Kennedy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. How did you feel about that event?
I was very, very hurt when Kennedy was assassinated because my family were friends of Johnson. They knew him, and he had invited him down there, and we was very sad because of the incident. It made me very sad to think of.
I didn't know your family knew Linda.
Oh yeah,
because you know Lady
Linda
Bird.
Johnson and Lady Bird came in horns them all the time. They ate. That's right. Mm-hmm.
That's an important reason that one of the presidents, the family knew one of the presidents. And because Lady Bird was
Lady Bird. And Lady Bird would always come down. I had a cousin was Lady Bird's age, and they would always come down and ride horses. Go horse ride.
what's some advice or knowledge to share with the younger generation?
Oh, the younger generation?
Yeah.
I say that they should have more pride than they have, and should. What's that? Oh, pride.
That's it. Wait.
And respect for older people.
Wait,
wait now, let me finish something else. And they should really never let something as cheap as dope and alcohol destroy their future, their health, and their future. They need to learn to work a little harder.
This is just a question I just made up right now. If, like, you know the music stuff? The music and stuff that the teenagers listen to or something? Would you take rock and roll out? Or heavy metal?
This rap, I don't know. I don't care for rap, you know. Now, there are some, I don't know, the music today is so loud. I think they need to.
Is it heavy metal?
Huh?
Does it have
it's
electric guitars or something?
Yeah, it's too loud. I think they should lower the music because it affects their hearing.
That's it.
Let me see now. What else? Something else I want to say too.
Did you go to the Olympics with Fred and Wanda?
And Wanda. Wanda and
The
Wanda.
Olympics here in 19.
Yeah, I went there.
But that would be important to add. You attended. Wait a minute. You attended the Olympics here in Los Angeles. Was that 1984?
In 84.
84. And music.
Oh, you see that? How ugly I look.
Yeah.
How ugly I look.
Pop it off now. You were saying the ads was what?
Bread.
How much was food when you went to the market? And what kind of market did you go to? See, they're missing supermarkets and stuff.
We had just a market. They had everything. There are some markets. They had a little of everything in it. They had.
Where did this come from?
But that's romaine. That's rosemary.
Oh, do you want to?
No,
You don't want it?
I just had. I like the way it smells. It smells good.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of it over to the other house. I just broke it.
That thing up on those flowers again.
You mean over to your house?
Other house.
What were you saying?
Eggs were around 10 cents a dozen, and bread 10 cents a loaf. But during that time, a lot of people made their own bread. They would buy yeast and knead their own bread.
And you know what? We need to go back to making
right.
our own breads because it's much more
it's
healthy.
much better.
It's not that bad.
And that was.
It's just it's just a good. It's also a good stress.
Let me tell you about inflation. Back in inflation time, that's when I was born during that. In the 1990 when I was born in 29. That's when inflation was, and people then had their own fruit trees, and they would dry the fruit. They put it on a scaffold and dry it. The sun would dry it, and it was cured. And then they'd make pop-ups, fruit pies out of that after cooking.
I know what you're talking about. Those turnovers. Apple turnovers.
Apple turnovers. Mm-hmm. And
we call them fruit pies.
Yeah, fruit pies. And during Depression, they killed their own hogs and cows. And there was a man what they call that fellow that came around to the different schools, and you could go to the school and can your cow. Take a cow and go there and they can it. They call Mr. Rowland was a demonstration. During that time, a little later, they had demonstrating agents that go around and tell people how to preserve their cow and all that stuff. A lot of times they make soup. Cousin Benny worked at that place. She was a demonstrating agent.
I didn't know that.
And they also raised chickens, and they had their own chickens. And during my time coming up, during that time, we had chicken and chicken. We had chicken and dumplings. We had chicken with stuffing, and we had many meals out of one chicken. They had chicken. They never had to buy eggs because they had their own chickens. They laid the eggs, and say there was some times during the cold months they didn't have the chickens didn't lay eggs. But people made it so many ways. They had little gardens of greens and corn, different little things they could raise in them. Collard greens, what they could raise when it was cold. Then they had raised sweet potatoes, and they put those sweet potatoes in the sand and covered it. Made something like the Indians make this.
Yeah, I know, ma'am.
And that's how they kept the potatoes, sweet potatoes.
Oh, so in preserving their food for storage, that's where they put it so it wouldn't spoil?
Didn't spoil.
Oh, I was going to ask you, how do they keep their meats when they...
Oh, the meats, they would smoke it.
Okay.
And then...
so they had smokehouses?
They had smokehouses. They would have some kind of cured stuff they put on it, and then they would smoke this meat, and it would stay.
And preserve it.
And usually weather was real cold, too.
Did you have to go somewhere to smoke it, or everybody had their own smokehouse?
People had their own little stuff.
Smokehouse. And what did you use for transportation?
Oh, transportation. They had a wagon, and they would have horses to carry it.
And
that's
how
transportation.
How did you go to school? Did you walk to school?
Oh, you walked. You walked 5 and 6 miles, which wasn't far. At that particular time, you didn't consider it being far. Most of the time, you walked.
Did you carry your lunch?
Yes, you carried your lunch.
How did you carry your lunch?
Carried your lunch in a pail.
So,
I always carried my lunch in a little brown bag.
but a lot of kids had pails.
Yeah, a lot of kids
like
had
the
pails.
water buckets.
Buckets. But I always carried mine in a little brown bag, and I would take cookies that my aunt had made with molasses, and then I'd take maybe a biscuit with some meat in it, maybe sausage. They made sausage. They made their own sausage.
So you had no pizza?
No, we didn't have any pizza. Yes, yes.
Let's see, what else some other things? What did your father and mother do? For a living?
Oh, my father worked on the farm there. That was during my grandfather was there, and we had a lot of land, 400 or 500 acres of land, and they worked on the farm, and they